3 years ago, I was wearing a tailored cap and gown, standing at the podium as the valedictorian of my graduating class. I was holding a report card with a perfect 4.0 GPA. The dean handed me my diploma, clapped me on the back, and said, "Kid, the world is yours." Back then, I was on top of the world. I genuinely believed that piece of paper was my first-class ticket out of the rat race and straight into financial freedom. Flash forward to today. I am sitting in a windowless cubicle, staring at a tax-deducted paycheck that barely covers rent, mindlessly copy-pasting data into an Excel spreadsheet. That's when the universe finally slapped me awake. For 16 years, the formula for success that schools and teachers shoved down our throats was nothing but a massive, beautifully packaged marketing scam designed to keep the system running. Today, I'm using the brutal receipts I bought with thousands in tuition and 3 years of corporate soul-crushing to smash that wall of lies wide open. The 10 lies. First off, let's talk about the biggest childhood-ruining lie of them all: your grades dictate your future. We were raised to sacrifice our mental health and friendships just to optimize a GPA or a class rank. But after 3 years in the real world, having interviewed at dozens of companies, let me tell you, not a single boss has ever asked to see my college report card. LMAO, never. Schools use as to reward the most obedient kids who turn their homework in on time. That's not a metric for problem solving, that's called compliance training. It gets even worse with the second lie, the promise that a degree guarantees a career. They will literally never tell you that over half of college grads are currently working jobs that only require a high school diploma. That expensive piece of paper isn't a first-class ticket, it's a non-refundable pass to a never-ending waiting room. And the worst part? The price of admission skyrockets every single year while the airline backing it went bankrupt a long time ago. Third, remember when counselors told you, pick the right major and your path is set? Filling out my college application felt like gambling with my entire destiny. But guess what? The data already exposed the truth. The single greatest predictor of whether you get a job after graduation isn't the title of your major, it's whether you actually stepped into the real commercial world during your junior or senior year. I'm talking about internships, freelancing, or even waiting tables. Schools obsess over majors because it fills their enrollment quotas, but employers only care if you can actually do the job on day one without needing someone to hold your hand. Fourth, those endless nights spent crying at the kitchen table over mountains of homework? They called it building character. Please. Educational researchers have known for decades that busy work and mandatory nightly homework have zero correlation with real-world achievement. All it does is drain your sleep, trigger chronic anxiety, and kill your natural curiosity about the world before you even turn 18. Schools call it discipline, the real world calls it toxic hustle culture. Fifth, the absolute tyranny of standardized testing, the SATs and ACTs. Our parents spent thousands on prep courses, and we took those tests 3 times because we thought that 3-digit number defined our cognitive worth. Well, the University of Chicago dropped a nuclear bomb on that theory. Their research proved that standardized test scores have almost zero correlation with college graduation rates or long-term career income. Today, thousands of top universities are test-optional or test-free. The gatekeepers figured out it was a joke, but your high school guidance counselor just never updated the script. Sixth, the most toxic hustle culture lie out there: just work hard, stay late, and you'll get rich. The education system is brilliant at turning you into the perfect employee. It teaches you to clock in, keep your head down, and wait for someone else to evaluate your worth. But it never teaches you a single thing about how money actually moves. What's an asset versus a liability? How does compound interest actually work for you instead of against you? These basic financial survival skills are completely erased from the curriculum. They teach you how to row the boat as hard as you can, but they never tell you the boat is heading straight over a waterfall. Seventh, they love to throw around scientific-sounding buzzwords, like finding your personal learning style. Oh, you're a visual learner, he's an auditory learner. It sounds so progressive and individualized, right? Except the American Psychological Association completely debunked it. It's a total myth. 90% of people believe it, and 90% of them are wrong. The only real purpose of this theory is to give schools an easy out when a student is failing. Well, it's not our teaching method, our learning styles just didn't match. Eighth, your math teacher definitely told you, you're going to use calculus and geometry every single day of your life. 3 years out of school, the only math I use daily is calculating credit card interest and figuring out mortgage rates. But those exact financial math skills, the ones that keep you from going broke, were never even mentioned in 12 years of textbooks. Ninth, the biggest joke on the list: college prepares you for the real world. Go ask the executives who actually sign the paychecks. More than half of hiring managers look at fresh college grads and say, they are completely unprepared. College prepares you to do well in college. It teaches you how to write essays on a deadline and navigate institutional bureaucracy. It breeds you for a greenhouse, and then dumps you into a brutal, unforgiving jungle. 10th, and the grand finale of the entire scam, a degree equals financial security. When we were in school, we expected to graduate, walk into a six-figure salary, and start running the world. Instead, reality hits you like a freight train. 84% of recent grads describe finding a job as incredibly difficult, with average starting salaries hovering at half of what students expected. Schools will never say that part out loud, because if they did, you'd ask the one question they're terrified of answering, then what exactly am I paying you guys for? Zoutro. Look, I'm not standing here telling you to drop out of school or go flip burgers. I'm telling you this to shatter the good student, obedient kid curse that's keeping you stuck. Education is priceless, but institutional schooling is a commercial business transaction. The sooner you wake up from the illusion that blind obedience guarantees success, the sooner you can dust yourself off, look at the real world for what it actually is, and start making decisions that actually serve you. Let's talk in the comments. Which of these 10 lies did they hook you with the longest? If this video showed you something your school never had the guts to tell you, hit subscribe. I'll see you next week. Bye.